Today I'm going to show you 5 of the best exercises for your core that's going to help you protect your lower back. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? It's Blake Bowman here with Gorilla Zen Fitness, and in today's video I'm going to show you 5 core training progressions that you can use to bulletproof your lower back against injury. Now, you've probably heard before that the core muscles actually help to protect your lower back, and that's true. A lot of the core muscles, both the superficial ones close to the surface and the deep ones, actually kind of run around your waist like a belt. And they attach on the lower back itself, the lumbar spine, and they actually help to produce what's called stability in the lower back, which basically means they help to prevent uncontrolled motion from occurring in the low back, which is how most injuries there occur. So contrary to popular thought, your core muscles are not just your abs here. You know, there's a lot of deep core muscles too that run around your whole body and attach on your spine. So doing exercises for the deep and superficial core muscles is very beneficial for, like I said, bringing stability to the lumbar spine and helping to prevent injury there. Now, the 5 exercises that Alyssa and I are going to show you here in a second are basically in progression. Okay, so they start with the most regressed, easiest exercise that almost everybody should be able to do, and they gradually become more and more challenging as we go along. So basically, if you're somebody that has a history of back pain, don't start with the most advanced exercises first. Start with these most basic ones first, and once you've mastered these after doing them many times, maybe for 2 weeks, then kind of test the waters with some of the progressions and move forward from there. All right, let's get started. Okay, so the first and most regressed, most basic core strengthening exercise is going to be supine bracing. Supine means you're laying on your back. So Alyssa, kind of turn this way so they can see you a little bit better. Basically, to do this, it's very simple. You're just going to lay in your back. You're going to bend your knees and put your feet flat on the floor. What we're trying to do here is just create a neutral spine. So just by putting the feet in this position, the spine will neutralize. And while you're here, what we want to do is we just want to squeeze the stomach, okay? Just squeeze the stomach like you're anticipating a punch. Everything stays the same. You're flat. You're not twisting or rolling your pelvis underneath or anything. You're just simply squeezing the stomach as hard as you can here, and you're holding that for about 30 seconds, okay? Like I said, this is a very regressed exercise. Most everybody can do this. If this hurts for whatever reason, don't do it. But for this is basically how you perform it. It's very simple. You lay on your back, you bend your knees, and you just squeeze your core in this position. And this will help to activate the core musculature and begin the process of strengthening those muscles, okay? So this is all you do. Keep your head on the ground. You just get in this position and you squeeze your core. For this, I'd recommend doing about 5 sets of about 30 seconds. Okay, so for this next exercise, we're gonna do plank, okay? And I'm gonna show you 2 versions. One's a regressed version, one's a more advanced version, okay? The regressed version is gonna be done on the knees. So traditionally in a plank, you'd put your elbows down. Go ahead and do that, Alyssa. And you would extend your feet all the way back, okay? But this, if you're just starting off and your core is not strong enough, this can be kind of bothersome on your back. So you're basically gonna start with your knees extended like this, but then you're just gonna put your knees down like this, okay? But you're actually gonna put them back more, exactly where they would be if you're actually on your toes, okay? And from here, you want to keep a neutral spine, and you just want to squeeze the core really hard. You're not trying to do anything with the back. You don't want the curve here to increase. You want to stay flat everywhere. Kind of relax this area. Don't round the upper back so much. Right there, neutral spine. You're squeezing the core here, and you're holding this, okay? Again, with this, 4 to 5 sets of 30 seconds. If this becomes too easy, then you can go to the full plank version, which you just basically come up on your toes and you hold that same position. Again, keeping that neutral spine right there, perfect. You don't want to, again, be arching from the lower back excessively. This is more advanced than the knee version, so kind of proceed into this once you've mastered the knee version, if that is difficult for you. Okay, so for this exercise, this one's a lot more challenging. It's a lot harder than just doing regular plank is. So I'm going to demonstrate this one, and just keep in mind that the jump in magnitude from plank to this is a lot more challenging. Okay, but this is called stir the pot. This is like a hybrid version. I teach it a little bit differently than most people do, but basically what you're going to do is you're going to start with a stability ball, and you're going to make sure you have an open space with nothing sharp or jagged around you in case you fall. But what you're going to do is you're going to put your forearms down on the ball as though you're going to be doing like a plank, okay? So your arms are going to go down on the ball just like this, And what you're gonna do is you're gonna extend your feet back behind you, okay? Neutral spine, you want everything straight here. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna do 10 clockwise revolutions with just your arms, okay? See how my whole body's not moving? I'm not moving like this, okay? Okay, your whole body's not moving, your spine stays straight, and you just move the arms. 10 clockwise circles, you're gonna do 10 counterclockwise circles, okay? And then you're gonna go forward and back for 10 as well, okay? And that's one set. 10 clockwise circles, 10 counterclockwise circles, 10 forward and back is one. You're gonna do 4 to 5 sets of that, okay? This is a lot more challenging, like I said. It's great for spinal stability. It also is good for shoulder stability. It's pretty hard, okay? So, like I said, be very careful moving from plank to this, because the jump there is pretty great. But this is a excellent exercise for spinal stability as well as shoulder stability. Okay, so for this next exercise, this is called a bird dog, okay? And this is actually very commonly taught for back pain. However, it's frequently performed wrong, and most people just don't have the strength to do this, okay? So this is why I'm showing this exercise last, is because this should be like the furthest, most progressed exercise you do, because in order to do it right, you need to have a lot of strength, okay? So we're gonna show 2 versions. One's gonna be an isometric version that you're just holding, okay? And the second version is gonna be dynamic or active, you're gonna be moving in it, okay? So basically, the way you're gonna start is you're gonna get on all fours, your hands and your knees. You're gonna pick basically one side to start with. So you're gonna use one leg and the opposing arm. So either your right arm and your left leg, or your left arm and your right leg. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna squeeze your core really, really hard, really, really hard. You're gonna prevent excessive arching in the back. You're gonna lift that foot up, and basically you're trying to create a straight line from arm to spine to leg like this, and you're squeezing the core really, really hard, okay? Again, we're trying to stop that arching from occurring here. You should feel activation in here, and in your butt and your hamstring here, okay? And also big time in your core here. A lot of people do this and they're not emphasizing the core enough, okay? Common mistakes that people make with this is they'll open their hips like this, okay? Don't do that. You want everything flat. Your hips should be flat facing the floor. This should be flat facing the floor. Your chest, everything should be flat facing the floor, okay? Basically, your spinal position shouldn't change at all. Like if she had both of her arms, put that arm on the ground, put this foot on the ground. See how her spine is right now? As soon as she lifts, go ahead and lift. Everything should stay the exact same. We shouldn't see a lot of changing here, okay? She changed a little bit here. Try that again, Alyssa, but don't even allow any change in your spinal position to occur. Yeah, keep the core tight. There we go. So that's much better. Keep this really, really tight. Make sure you're not arching from the back, okay? So for this, basically, you want to push through this shoulder too. Don't let this shoulder blade stick out like that. Push through really hard. There you go. Keep the core tight with this. See, this is very intensive if you're trying to do it right, okay? So basically, 2 things to keep in mind here with this, the most important things. 1, keep the core very, 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 very tight. And 2, keep everything flat. Don't let the hips open up and roll like that, okay? So this is the isometric version. Now, go ahead and relax, Alyssa. To make this even more challenging, basically also too, I forgot to mention, you want to be switching sides. So we just did one side. She's going to demonstrate this on the other side too. Again, don't open those hips like that. Keep everything down. Keep that core tight. Prevent that back from arching. Bring this hip down, don't open it up. This will expose a lot of imbalances that you have, right? If you find that it's easy to do it on one side, but it's hard to do it on the other side without it opening up, that just shows that you have muscular imbalances, okay? And you'll benefit a lot from doing this exercise. Again, squeeze that core, try to draw that navel in a little bit, try to stop that back from arching. Okay, so we showed you the isometric version. Now we're going to show you the dynamic version, or the version that involves movement. This is even more challenging, so don't move into this until you've mastered this. But basically for this, what you're going to do is you're going to start in this position, and you're going to bring this elbow to meet that knee, and then you're going to extend back out. But except you do not want to be rounding the back at all. Again, that spinal position stays straight here. So really try to stop moving from here, Alyssa. Keep the whole spine straight and only move your leg and your arm. Spine stays straight. Pretend like there's a glass of water on your back and you want to keep it there and not even disturb the water at all, okay? you want to make it so that there's just no ripples in the glass of water. It's just perfectly balanced on your back, okay? So you're moving your leg and your arm, but the spine is not moving at all, okay? And for this, you do about 4 sets of 10 on each side, okay? This is very, very hard, okay? Alyssa is a well-conditioned athlete and dancer, and she's having a hard time with this. This is a hard exercise, which is why we're showing you this last. It's not something that people can easily do. Okay, go ahead and relax. So yeah, like I said, use that one last and do your best to keep your core tight, keep everything flat. And also, the third thing that I guess I would cue you with this exercise is to imagine there's a glass of water on your back and you're not letting that fall off of you or even become disturbed at all. I once worked with a physical therapist who's a friend of mine who literally put a glass of water on my back when I was doing that exercise. So that's kind of like a fun way to kind of like add a little bit of to kind of raise the stakes with this exercise, okay? So you might want to consider doing that. But the point is, hips are flat, okay? Core is tight. And the spine is not moving at all. You're just trying to isolate motion in the arms and the legs while you do this. There you have it. Incorporate these exercises into your routine and let me know how that goes for you. If you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking this button right over here. Also, if you want to learn more about your low back and how to protect it, then I put together a little video tutorial on my website for you. Basically, having good core strength is important, and that's what we showed you how to do today. But it's also important that you learn how to use your hips properly to hinge and also how to create what's called spinal neutrality, okay? And in that tutorial, I basically teach you how to do that, okay? So if you want to get access to that tutorial, which synergizes very well with what we talked about today, then go ahead and click this. If you're watching on mobile, then that button's not going to work for you, and you're going to need to click the first link available in the description down below. Both that link and this link will take you to the same page on my website. Once you get there, I'll ask you to put in your email. As soon as you give me your email, I'll send you straight over to the tutorial. Like I said, that's just another step that you can take to further bulletproof your back and prevent injury from occurring there. Okay, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, give this video a like down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you thought about this video. If you have any questions for me, you can put them in there. Also, if you want to see me make videos about anything in the future that you can't find on my channel so far, then leave me that in the description or the comment area down below too. Because I look through there, it's hard for me to answer all of the comments that I get nowadays across all my videos, but I do look at all of them. So like I said, if there's something that you want to see me make a video on that you can't find a video from me on, simply just make a request down below and I'll be sure to get to that. Other than that, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.